All right. So I guess I can get this webinar started. So, good evening, Next Level Travel Team. I hope all of you have had a pleasant weekend and looking forward to what the week is going to involve for us all. So, the purpose of this live webinar is to go through the Evolution Travel presentation. This presentation is very useful in travel parties or with travel parties. Um, it's definitely a good way for you to bring in new recruits. So if you are looking to bring in new recruits and you're also interested in doing travel parties, I want you all to be able to know the presentation inside and out, because you want to get to the point where you're using the presentation as a reference, but you're really out there doing all of the recruiting. So where I want to start before I go dive into but before I do that, I just want to say that I'm not giving the presentation. I'm just going through the presentation to kind of give you an idea of some of the techniques that you can use to describe the certain slides in the presentation. So the first place where I want to start is to show you where to find this presentation. So this presentation is located in our back office, and under the business tab, we have the option for documents. So when we click on the documents, we can be taken to the actual presentation. So if I just log back in, I apologize for that. But the presentation is located under business and documents. And when you get to the documents, the category where it can be found is going to be listed under marketing materials. All right. And under the marketing materials, here is the PowerPoint presentation for the Evolution Travel recruiting. Now, there's also other things in the marketing, such as this guest incentive certificates. I'll probably be posting about those in our group chat a little later on. But then there's also the 4 steps to a vibe slideshow. So if you haven't had a chance to look through that information, you can find all of that in the back office as well. All right, so now when you download the presentation and open the presentation, it is going to be in a PowerPoint format. Okay, so it starts off, of course, with the Evolution Travel logo. Now, what you want to do here is this is a good opportunity to introduce yourself. So when you give this presentation, it's always good to introduce yourself. All right, introduce your rank, and that you are a representative of Evolution Travel. So this is a good way to let your audience know exactly who you are, and you can begin the presentation. Now, when you begin the presentation, all right, what I did when I did this presentation is I always give the audience a question. And the main question that you ask your audience is, where would you like to go if time and money were not an issue? So, of course, in the presentation, I'm still trying to find out what this location is, but I normally click fast through this location, and I pretty much say, would you want to go to Paris? How about Walt Disney World, Greece, maybe to Fiji, or even Dubai? So it's important to get that umph into where would you like to go and make it seem like it's a question to the audience to really get them thinking right away. Now, this is probably perhaps the most intriguing part of this presentation, is because you get to say that travel is the largest and the sexiest industry. And you always want to emphasize it's an $8 trillion industry. bring your energy into saying that, make the audience really realize that, wow, once they get into this industry, it is really an $8 trillion industry, and who doesn't like to travel? Now, the slide goes into talking about 6 reasons why to use a travel agent. And what I suggest with this is, just give the 6 reasons and kind of emphasize a little bit about those reasons, because some people may be thinking, well, can I go and book trips on my own? Well, that may be true, but the whole purpose of this presentation is to recruit individuals so that they can see that travel agents are important. So presentation, of course, says that using a travel agent is a time saver. Travel agents offer expert advice. We offer personalized service, destination knowledge, peace of mind, and a money saver. And of course, you can go and emphasize a little bit more on these key points and add your flavor to these key points to make it stand out a little bit more. Now, all of you know about the travel agent perks. So what we like to talk about here with the travel agent perks are earning a free cruise. Of course, letting them know that they just pay taxes and port fees. You can earn points towards rewards in travel by using those certain vendors that we see listed there. You can earn cash and merchandise. Agent perks. Okay. Now, of course, you can go and explain, or you want to explain, who Evolution Travel is. Okay, I'm not going to read this verbatim, but you get an idea. So this slide is to let now, this is where we go into talking about the founder, Mr. David McCovey. All right, so you can emphasize some of the key points about him. Everything is on the slide that talks about Mr. McCovey. And of course, you can also mention to the audience, if you've met Mr. McCovey, here is Mr. CEO. Now, here's just some basic facts about the Archer Travel Group. You don't have to really spend too much time on this slide, but you can just talk about Archer Travel Group being family owned and operated since 1952, and being part of the Better Business Bureau. So personally, I really don't talk too much about this slide. Just emphasize a couple of the key points, and then I move on. Now, the important thing about this business, of course, is when you book travel for your clients. You want to emphasize here some of the travel vendors. Now, there are over 133 travel vendors, but these are the big boys sort of in the industry. So if you look at, the Princess Cruises and the Southwest Vacations, the Fun Jets and the Disneys and the Carnivals, these are all of the big boys, okay, in the travel industry. So you definitely want to emphasize to your audience that they have access to these booking engines, because a lot of the individuals in your audience may be familiar with these vendors. So by just showing them that they have access to that is a real key in bringing them aboard. Now, this slide is cool as well, because it talks about the compensation of booking that goes to the booking agent as well as the sponsor. So we here, of course, as you know, at Evolution Travel, Archer Travel, we get up to 90% commission. So out of that 90%, 80% goes to the booking agent and 10% goes to the sponsor. So you want to make the point here about the booking. Okay, 80% goes to the booking agent, which is the person who booked the vacation, and the other 10% goes to the sponsor. Now, this slide gives group facts, and it uses Royal Caribbean as an example. So a good way to present the information on this slide is to transition into the slide by saying, okay, just to give you an example of how the cruise booking engine works, let's say that we book a cruise on Royal Caribbean. Now, Royal Caribbean sells 7-day cruises for an average of $3,000 double occupancy. Now, if you add 16% to that, that is $480 per cabin. So let's say you book 15 cabins, all right? That is $7,200 in gross commissions. Now, here is the breakdown of that. And you want to talk about the breakdown between the booking agent and the sponsor. So a good way of going into that point is saying, okay, out of that $7,200 in gross commissions, the travel agent who booked that cruise gets $5,760 plus one free cabin for each 15 sold. So you book 15 cabins, not only do you get a nice healthy commission, but you also get a free cabin. And always add the excitement after that by saying, how does that sound? Isn't that nice? You not only get commission, but you also get a free cabin. Okay? May seem cliche or corny, but what this does is it shows your excitement in the presentation, and it's also going to make the audience excited as well. And that is the key. All right? Not only that, the sponsor gets $720 for just being the sponsor. So it's a win for both the booking agent and the sponsor. So emphasize these key points, show your excitement for it, get overly excited about it, because this is exactly how you sell. Okay. Now, the next part that's really, really exciting about all of this is the travel deals. Now, you can find a lot of these travel deals inside of your back office under the Evo Advantage program. Now, what this slide emphasizes is deals to Cancun, Mexico, and Punta Cana. So the examples that's used in this slide consist of the Dreams Tulum Resort and Spa and the Serenas Hotels Punta Cana and Aquaria Games. Now, for 3 nights, unlimited luxury, including airfare at this resort, $699. Okay. Now, there's also Punta Cana deals at this resort, which is a family resort. You get 3 nights, all inclusive, including airfare, for $549. So definitely talk about that deal, and definitely bring the excitement to it, because it is a deal, and you can just add your own oomph and excitement to this by saying, wow, look at that. 3 nights, all inclusive, including air, $549. You can't beat that. Add your own excitement to it. Add your own sunshine to it. It's a way to get excited. Okay. So now when we move on to the next slide, this slide talks about the Advantage Direct program, which is also in the back office. So these are all of the resort weeks. So inside the Advantage Direct in the back office, you're going to see deals for resorts. Now, I know there's one resort in Punta Cana for $239 for the week. So you definitely want to emphasize the fact that these resorts are dirt cheap. All right. And here's an example of the Advantage Direct. So we have these 2 resorts. You have this beach club, and you also have the Pueblo Bonito Rose Resort and Spa in Mexico. Now, if you look closely at these slides, not really looking at the date, but the key here is to emphasize that this resort goes for this particular price. So in this example, this resort went for $4,305 at the regular price. After savings, we can book that resort for $1,512. Emphasize that. Okay, go over to the next example here, this Pueblo Bonito Rose Resort and Spa. Okay, 1 bedroom, sleep 6. Look at that price, $9,184. But after savings, we will only pay $1,173.25. And again, express your excitement, because that is a huge savings. And you can also do a lot with this Advantage Direct. If you wanted to basically book and make some fast money, so to speak, you can actually pay the wholesale price for this, but then you can charge your guests or clients $3,000 for the resort. Still made money. Okay. They don't know about what you paid for it. All right. But the key is you can charge them $3,000. All right. They're still saving because it went for $4,305. So the client is winning and so are you. So you see how when I went and talked about that, the excitement that came, the logic that came behind it, and the win-win. So that's the key, is to show the win-win and really get excited about saving, because that's primarily what we do, is we save. Okay. Now, there's also various dining discounts. I'm not going to go through everything verbatim, but we can see that there's certain dining discounts that we can provide for Subway, Taco Bell, TGI Fridays, just to name a few. So it's not really much you can emphasize here. It's just, dining discounts. And then here's some also other discounts on movie tickets, cinema. So you can emphasize the fact that, there's the gate price and there's the membership price. So all part of, Evolution Travel, of course, is getting all of these different discounts. All right. And then we have the Evo Rewards. Now, a lot of you are probably already familiar with those Evo Rewards, but you want to say that what the Evo Rewards program is how we as travel agents get discounts. So we can go into Evo Rewards and look for discounts on hotels, flights, cruises, cars, activities, and we can also upsell these discounts if we want to make a profit. Now, a lot of people may be wondering how the Evo Rewards work. So this next slide is excellent in comparing Expedia versus Evo Rewards. Now, you want to start off by setting up the scenario in this slide. And the scenario basically is you have the MGM Grand Hotel and Casino that you found in Expedia, and then you're comparing it to the Evo Rewards program. So at the MGM Grand Hotel and Casino, we see that once we go through and book this actual hotel in Expedia, it's going to come to almost $2,000. When we come over here and we book it inside of the Evo Rewards, we're only paying $1,333. So what we're saving is almost $700. We're saving $665. Now, emphasize in this slide that you can sell this resort to your client for $1,665.62. Now, basic business paid $1,900. Make that connection. That's how you can sell that point. All right. Then we move on to the rental car comparisons, which is the same. All right. We compare what's in Expedia for rental car versus Evo Rewards. So we see the Expedia price was $354.33. Look at the Evo Rewards price, $1,000. See, I'm getting excited already. $165.93. So the difference between Expedia and Evo is $188.40. So naturally, we can sell this to our client for $260.13, and we're making a profit. So again, with this slide, you want to emphasize the Expedia price. You want to emphasize again. So now, of course, the next slide is the VIP access to the Vegas clubs. Really not too much to emphasize here. You could go through this slide verbatim and kind of add your own flavor to that. So then there's the evolutionary business card. You can just really go through and emphasize, what's on the slide, certain key points, nothing really heavy here. Now, the TaxBot app. Now, I did a webinar with my tax professional, Miss Alicia Harvey, on Friday, which was what was Friday's date? July 27th of 2018, depending on when you're watching this webinar. And we talked about business receipts. So you can emphasize here in this slide about the TaxBot app, which bulletproofs yourself against the IRS, because you know it's very important to save those business receipts. So you don't really have to go too much into talking about taxes on this slide, but just talk about the key points that the TaxBot app does, which track mileage, tracks income, tracks deductions, and expense tracking. Then, of course, you can just go and emphasize the Evolution Travel partner with TaxBot to offer you the tools to make you bulletproof against the IRS. $9.99 a month or $99 per year. But as Evo agents, if the slide would transition, we can see that the Evo, us as Evolution Travel agents, we pay $4.99 a month for this app. Okay. Now, this slide, like I said, you can just go through and read pretty much what it says. We have no deductions versus with deductions. So if you earn income with deductions or no deductions at $50,000, you get no deductions, okay? But then $100,000 with deductions. So the comparison that I always use is the 9-to-5 worker versus the business owner who has deductions, okay? So if you are a business owner and you have $10,000 worth of deductions, you're only going to be taxed on $40,000, which means you're only going to owe $10,000 in taxes. So you're saving yourself $2,500 as a business owner, as opposed to the 9-to-5 worker. So you don't really have to spend too much time really with this slide, but just understand that what this slide is doing is comparing the 9-to-5 worker who has no deductions versus the business owner who has deductions. Okay? And so this is sort of a summary slide here, okay, which emphasizes some of the key points that you're going to talk about in the earlier slides. All right, so you can go back and say in summary, all right, becoming a travel agent, you can save on taxes, you can earn extra income, you get financial freedom, travel at a discount, and time freedom. It's pretty much that simple with that slide. All right, so if we move on to the next slide is the bonus referral compensation program. Now, you emphasize here that this is totally optional. So what I do is I always explain that there's two sides to this business. There's the booking side, which we talked about previously, and now we talk about how to earn compensation through recruiting other agents. Now, again, you always want to emphasize that the Evolution Travel Compensation Plan is totally optional. It's not intended to stand alone as a solely team building referral program or recruiting. Because remember, some individuals that you recruit may only be interested in booking. They may not be interested in this side of the business. So you always want to stress that it is totally 100% optional. Now, you have residual bills. Why not have residual income? That's how you want to set the scenario up for talking about the compensation. And of course, go in and give a definition of the residual income, which is passive income or recurring income, income that continues to be generated after the initial effort has been expanded. Translation, you're making income even when you're not working. You're making income in your sleep consistently. That's really what residual income is. So you don't have to go through the whole definition. Go through part of the definition and really emphasize that residual income, because residual is how we make that money. Okay? Now, keep going backwards. My apologies. So you can just say that Evolution Travel is a publicly traded company. Nothing really to emphasize here on this slide. Now, you always want to talk about the 6 position levels that are present inside of Evolution Travel. And I'll go through this very quickly, okay? So the first level, of course, is when they sign up for the opportunity. That's the professional travel agent, okay? Now, the professional travel agent is you book pretty much 80%. Whenever you book as a consultant, it's 80% commission and 10% goes to the sponsor. I apologize. Okay, here we go. All right. So the first level is consultant. When you first sign up, of course, when you book vacations, 80% commission goes to the travel agent, 10% goes to the sponsor. The next level is the executive, a person who has booked 3 professional travel agent packages. So you come in, you recruit 3 individuals, you become an executive. Then the next phase is the bronze, a person who has sold 6 professional travel agent packages. Next level is the silver, person who has sold 9 packages. Okay. Then the next level is the gold level. All right. Now the gold is a person who booked 9 professional travel agent packages. I'm sorry, that's the silver. I'm sorry, my presentation is being screwy. But the silver is a person who booked 9 professional travel agent packages. Then the next level is the gold, which is a person who sold 15 professional travel agent packages and has 3 silver reps in their enrollment downline. Now, once you reach the gold level, you want to emphasize that you get $1,000 leadership monthly bonus. Okay. But to get gold, you have to recruit 15 individuals. And out of those 15, 3 in your team have to be silver. All right. Then the next level, which is the big boy level, is the platinum level. Okay. Now, the platinum level, if my computer ever works correctly, the platinum level pretty much is a person that has a team size up to 300 and up. Now, you can emphasize the key points on this slide. Like I said, I apologize because my computer is acting up. But on the actual platinum level slide, it breaks down the monthly shares and it talks about, the bonuses. So you can see when you get to that slide and emphasize those bonuses and everything that the platinum. Now, this slide just really talks about the breakdown of the residual profit pool. Now, every month you get residuals, and the residuals is based off of a profit pool. So out of that profit pool, 13% goes to executives, 14% goes to bronze, 20% goes to silver, 12% goes to gold, and 30% goes to platinums, the 1 and the 2 stars. All right. So here, this slide just really gives an example of the residual pool breakdown. So when you are explaining the compensation, you can say, okay, an example of how the residual pool breakdown works. Let's say that there's $100,000 in the residual pool. So the executives, 13%, will get $81.25. The bronzes at 14 would get $161.71. The silvers at 20% would get $322.58. Our golds at 12% would get $1,000. Our platinums, 1 and 2 star, 30% will get $7,500. $2,000 per each platinum consultant, $3,000 for the 1-star platinums, and $6,000 for the 2-star platinums. Now, the 3-star platinums would get 11% or $11,000 plus $10,000 per 3-star platinum. So really all you have to do is just use the example and just read through the residuals of each one of the levels that's listed on the slide. Okay? So now the last part of the slide, you can choose to emphasize this, or you can just choose to breeze through it. But you can see or say when you're presenting that the platinums get a $2,000 monthly bonus, 1-star platinums, $3,000 monthly bonus. 3-star platinums, we get the $10,000 monthly bonus. 4-star platinums, the $15,000 monthly bonus. The 5, 6, 7, 8-star plat. You can choose to read through this, but really what you want to emphasize is the higher up you go, the more money that you get. And then what I always say when I did this presentation was notice how the team grows. So you bring in a team, you all work together, your team grow. That's how you become platinum. Okay? It's all about teamwork. It's all about everybody being a leader. It's all about everybody working together. So you always want to emphasize that key point in this particular slide. Okay, so just moving on, you can talk about the rings and things, not really much there. You can definitely talk about the EVO scholarship program. You just go through all of the qualifications for that, which is no lapse in the membership within the 6 months, must currently be or have a high school family member, or currently must be or have a family member in high school or college, must achieve the executive rank, and scholarships are offered annually. Okay. So the next course slide that we go into is the quick start. What this slide does is it breaks down how you get involved with Evolution Travel. By joining Evolution Travel, passing the PTA training, registering with the vendors, marketing and specialization, booking travel, and sharing the opportunity. So you can really go through this quickly. You can really enforce the fact that this is what you do in order to make it an evolution. You join, you pass the PTA, you register with your vendors, you book your travel, you set up your marketing and specialization, all right, because you are responsible for your marketing. Always emphasize that, because I just recruited an agent who asked me about marketing, and he wanted to know, does Evolution market or do we market? So we all know the answer to that. We market. So you emphasize the fact that you can market wherever. I mean, you can social media, word of mouth. If you drive Lyft or Uber, you ride the subway, you go to the supermarket, the nail salon, wherever, marketing is marketing. And emphasize specialization. So you may have someone who you're recruiting that is avid cruisers or international travelers, or they are good at all-inclusive vacations. So you just want to emphasize that. And I know I use the word emphasize over and over in this presentation, in this webinar, but I can't tell you enough that the emphasis that you place when you present this presentation is what's going to draw people in. So once they go to your travel party, this is designed to be the selling point. It's their opportunity to see you present it. And you want to be the presentation. You don't want to read this presentation. You want to be it. You want to get excited about it. You want to show that this opportunity is really once in a lifetime, and you don't want your audience to miss out, because this is your selling point. You are this presentation. You are bringing them in. Okay? So now the cost, $30. That's the enrollment fee, $30. Now, the monthly admission fee, of course, is the $70 that we pay. But when you come on board, all right, what you're really getting, and you want to emphasize with this, is the travel commissions are 90%. You get a customizable travel website. You get travel training. You get direct access to vendors worldwide. Emphasize the worldwide, okay? You have the discount directory, and of course the EVO rewards program. So these are all tools. These are all selling points. So what you're really saying here is the $30 and the $70 a month gives you access to all of these cool things. You definitely want to mention that when you are given the presentation. All right. Then you can wrap the presentation up by saying, join the movement. We here at Evolution Travel, we believe in people before profit. It's not a numbers game. It's all about people. It's all about happiness. It's all about changing lives. Speak that, okay? Just like the excitement that I'm showing you in this webinar. You want to speak that excitement to your audience. You want to bring them in, add a little humor. This webinar wasn't intended for me to be humorous in giving the presentation, but bring out your personality, okay? This is you, all right? This is your baby. That's what I say. When I teach classes, when I work with students in professional communication, the one thing that I always say is be yourself, okay? Bring out your personality. Free flow. Free flow means you don't talk about it. You don't think about it. You just go out there and do it, okay? You let your emotion, you let your excitement, you let everything take over when you're giving this presentation. So you definitely want to make it exciting because you are drawing people in. So everything that I emphasize in this presentation is you. It's all about you, okay? It's all about your energy, and people will be drawn in to your energy, okay? So that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you all in reference to the presentation. So as I stated many times or various times in this presentation, be yourself, okay? Bring the excitement out. This is your time to shine. As your leader, I want you all to be successful. It is my job to provide you with the tools to be successful. That's why I put numerous chats out in our group. That's why I give you resources. That's why I share my tax partner with you all, because I want you all to be successful. I want us to grow as a team. I want us to grow nationally as well as internationally. I'll help any of you set up a YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel. I have my presentation, my webinar. I'm going to start calling it webinar, but I have my webinar stored in YouTube, and I will be gladly available. I would recommend that you come to me and say, Ty, I would like for you to help me build a YouTube channel. I want to reach a certain market. I would do that. Okay, I would create a video if I have to, just for you, showing you these key points. Take advantage of what I have to offer. I'm an educator by profession. I've taught thousands of students, okay, United States as well as abroad, okay? This is what I do. So I want you all to utilize the tools that I've put in place for us all right? I want us to start to grow together as a team, because this is how we are going to be successful. Can't emphasize that enough. So I hope I was able to walk with you on the presentation to show you some of the key points that are involved in the presentation. Of course, I'll be able to work with you individually if you want to, do a trial one just to see how you sound, just to get some practice. We can set that up. We can do that electronically. I have no problem with that. You just tell me when you would like to do it, and we all can make it happen. So I want to wish all of you a very safe and blessed rest of the weekend. Want you to be productive in your week coming up. You will definitely see me in our chat this week. This webinar will be saved in our share folder. Also, please take advantage of that, because I book group resources there as well. So I thank you for your attention. And I will look forward to speaking with you in our chat. And don't be afraid to ask me any questions. Thank you and take care.